Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Is my screen is visible? Is someone response in the chat box? Screen is visible?
Screen is visible? No, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am.
Okay. Okay, it is visible, then I will start. So last class what we discussed a method of joints, right? This was the trust number given to us. This was the trust number given to us. Let me know. Okay. This was the trust number given to us, and these were the external loads. 500, 500, 200 were the external loads. We have removed those support by reactions AX, AY, and there was one more reaction, which was DY. Right? What we have done? We have found out AX, AY, DY. Kishan, please mute yourself. Okay. So this part was clear. AX, AY, DY. We have found out the reactions AX, AY, DY. Then we found out some joints also, A and B. Till then, all the things are clear. Any confusion with this? For the whenever your trust given to you, you have to find 101. Mute yourself. I have not moved any cursor. This I'm asking that till this point that we have considered a frame, we have considered a truss, and what we did, we have found out the AX, AY, DY, right? We have found out the AX, AY, DY. Then we did some joints also like A and B. Any issues with that? My screen is not visible. Okay, let me share once again. Just give me a second. I'll share the screen once again. Now, is the screen is visible? Please respond in the chat box. Method of joints. Since I assume compression, the force in the members are pushing on the connection. 55. What it is showing, please share with me. Someone share with me in my WhatsApp what is it is showing. Let me share once again. Now it is visible. Screen number 55. Screen number 55. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Someone said yes, ma'am. Okay. 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 So it is visible, I guess. Okay. So what we did, we considered earlier in earlier classes. What we did, we took a trust stream, right? From this trust stream, external loads were given to us 500, 500, and this 200. So what we did first, we have assumed we have replaced those connections by AX, AY, and DY, and by equations of equilibrium, summation of Fx, summation of Fy, and summation of movement about D point. By those, we have found out Ax, Ay, and Dy. So we got Ax equals to 0, Ay 500, and Dy 700. We got this. Now, then we started with joint A. This was the free body diagram of the A point, right? It was the free body diagram of the A point. We have considered AB and AG as compression member, right? This was the free body diagram. Then we have found out the forces in AB and AG. AB we got 500 root 2n, which was in we got positive value, so it was in compression itself. Then we got uh, AG as negative of 500, which was the negative value, so it was in tension. So this way, this is the way. In by this way, we have considered the joint A, and then we discussed about which next point will take, either B or G. I'm on the screen 59. Okay. After analyzing the point A, now then we discuss that we'll take B joint or G joint. There was one condition: always take a joint where you have two unknowns, right? So if you see the B joint, you have two unknowns. AB is known to you now, right? Two unknowns. There is two unknowns, which is BG and BC, right? So you'll consider B. You cannot consider G, because see, there are three unknowns. AG is known to you from the joint A, but BG, CG, and EG is not known to you. There are three unknowns, right? There was a condition I've given that for a joint, to analyze a joint, you should know two unknowns. Okay, you can calculate only two unknowns. Okay, not more than that. So we have moved to joint B. So in the joint B, we have drawn the free body diagram of joint B, right? Free body diagram of the joint B at screen number 63. Visible? We have discussed joint A, we have discussed joint B earlier classes. I am just reviewing it once so that you get familiar with it. Screen 63 is visible, right? Please someone respond. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So in the then after discussing joint A, we discussed joint B. We have drawn the free body diagram of joint B. So at B there were two unknowns, BG and BC. Already we have got AB, which is in compression. We got 500 something root 2 and all. So we got this value. Then we need to find BG and BC. So what we have to do, we in the same way we have to resolve AB as AB cos theta and AB sin theta, and compare all these with summation of horizontal and vertical forces, and calculate BG and BC. We have done this part. I'm just reviewing. So we found out BC equals to 500 Newton, positive value. So it is in compression. So our assumption was correct. And we found out that BG is equal to 0. So our member BG becomes zero force member. So now we have found out the B. Next, on now we could go to either joint C or G. At C we have CG, CE, and CD as unknowns. That means at C we have three unknowns, but at G we have two unknowns, that CG and EG. So our next point will be G. I'm at screen number 70. It will take some time to load because I'm skipping some slides. So if 70 is visible, let me know. If screen 70 is visible, please let me know in the chat box. A and B we have discussed, right? A and B we have discussed in the last class. Just wait for some minute. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Because of network, maybe it is not visible to you, but rule number 54, he is able to see the screen number 70. What about others? Why don't you respond, others? How many? 46, 40, sorry, 45 members are here. No one is responding. What happened? No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Screen number 63. Just wait for 2-3 minutes, okay? Let me know. Just wait for 2-3 minutes. It will be visible because some of you are able to see. So maybe network issue, you are not able to see the screen number 70. So till A and B joint is clear, how you have analyzed the joint A and B? A and B joints are clear. Joint A and B is clear. Okay. Joint A and B is clear. Okay. So next we have option C and G, but we haven't moved to the C because at C we have three unknowns. So we have come to the point of G. Okay, because at G we have four members, all total, but we know two of the members. Like AG is your some minus 500, right? It is in tension. AG is 500, BG is 0. So we have left with two members. So we won't draw BG here. I'm at screen number 70. Visible? Screen number 70 is visible. Okay. Yes, visible. Okay. So see, we have drawn the free body diagram at G. So free body diagram of G will be AG. Why it is in this direction? Why AG? Notice that we have drawn AG as tension. Okay. Notice that we have drawn AG as tension. We know that from our earlier solution, it is no longer as an assumption. So from the earlier assumption, we saw that Febina, please refresh once. So from earlier assumption, we got AG as minus 500. So it is in tension. So that's why we have drawn the direction of AG is in this direction. Rest, we have assumed that CG and EG are in compression. That's why it is towards the joint. When you consider compression, the members will be towards the joint, and when it is in tension, it will away from the joint. So we got AG negative value in earlier in joint A, right? So we know that AG is in tension. So we have changed the direction, and we have assumed that CG and EG will be in compression. So if we get the negative value for these two also, so we will we'll consider that these two are in also tension, and the diagram will be like it will be like the direction will be like this. Yes, I'll differentiate. Obviously, I'll differentiate when I'll discuss the method of section. For the time being, I'm discussing the just method of joints. Is that okay, Tash? Right now, I'm discussing method of joints, so please focus on method of joints. I'll surely discuss method of section in the next class. Today itself, if possible, if network is okay and all. So this part is clear. The free body diagram of G is clear. I am in the screen number 72. Using our equilibrium conditions, we are taking the summation of Fy equals to 0. Screen number 72. So CG we have to resolve again. So this is the angle of 45 degree as it is saying one by one. So this will be your CG cos 45 degree and this will be your CG sin 45 degree. When you resolve, voice is lagging. Let me try once again. Now screen is visible. 72. Screen number 72. Okay, all of you do one thing. Write your roll number in the chat box. For the time being, write your roll number in the chat box. All of you write your roll number in the chat box. All of you wrote their roll number? Let me share once again now. I'll try the last time. Screen number 72 is visible. Okay, students, I'll make a video. I'll try to make a video and will share you. Okay, and this will be the recording for this will be the attendance for this class only. Okay, at what time I can take a class? Suggest me. Okay, one more information I need to pass. On the eve of Engineers Day on 15th September, that is tomorrow, there will be meeting.